So I'm driving from San Diego to Cloverdale, California, to visit my friend Mitch and his family for Thanksgiving. It's about 500 miles, and of course, about 150 miles north of Los Angeles, I have a blowout in the pitch dark at about 8 o'clock at night. So I have to pull off the road, and I limped along on the shoulder with my hazard lights on for like 3 miles, and just found an exit to pull off on. Luckily, I was able to find a nice flat spot where I could change my tire. If I would have had to pull over on that on the shoulder, I would have just called a tow truck. A lot of people have AAA. I just don't feel like paying for it these days. I used to work on car tires for like 2 years at Sears Auto, and I've done a lot of major car work. I've even done diesel injection pumps on the side of the road before, and that's me with my turquoise headlamp. That was the first step, finding a nice light source, because these photos are pretty deceptive. It was very dark out there. That's my flash on the phone, making it look illuminated, but it's super dark. So I found a flat spot, got my jack out, got my spare out, and that's the first step really, is to find out if your spare tire actually has if it's inflated enough. If you can squeeze it at all and it gives give, just go ahead and call the tow truck, because it's going to be too flat, and you're not going to be able to use your spare anyway. But mine was pumped up because I was a good boy and pumped it up a couple months ago. And the next step really is to break your lugs loose. If you can't get those loose, again, you just call the tow truck, because there's no way you're going to get those lugs loose. I didn't have a better lug wrench, and that's my stock jack as well. These are okay. You have to really have a good flat spot, and they're okay though. They're cool in a pinch if you know what you're doing. They will tip over, so you got to be careful of that. And that's why you want to put you want to chalk your tires. You want to put something underneath your tires, your wheels, so it doesn't roll when you jack it up. If it rolls when you jack it up, the jack will tip over and the whole thing will fall off, and you could really damage some stuff. So really be careful and take your time putting some chalks in there. I just use some audio equipment that I have for my PA system and my pull-up bar, and you can just use anything that will work and it won't break, to keep your car from rolling. That's what my guys do at the tire shop that I currently go to. And you can see here, you need to jack it up high enough to where you can get that spare on. And I think a lot of car manufacturers, they make their lug wrenches just long enough so you know if you're up high enough, because you don't want to take that off until you know it's high enough. And then you can see there, that's another good shot of it. I was able to get a really flat spot for my jack, which is, again, very crucial and just kind of lucky. If you're not on a flat spot, you might as well call the tow truck, but this was all kind of good circumstances for me. I was able to get the spare on, as you could see there, and it was all pumped up and ready to go. And then you just want to lower the car just a little bit to the wheel, so the spare is touching the ground, and tighten up the lugs a little bit. And then you lower it even more and really torque them down. I stand on it with my boots and just give it a good torque, because you don't want those things falling off. Of course, on the road, and you don't want to drive too far. You want to find a replacement tire as soon as possible. I use this great app. I lost my keys, of course, during this, and I have this app for my phone that will find my keys, because it's got a keychain thing that your phone can find, and it's called Tile. I really recommend that. It's a really good idea. And here I am, the adventurer. Did not call AAA or anything like that. We don't know the times we're living through. We don't know if AAA is even going to be able to come out in the days ahead. I hope that's not true, but it just feels like funky. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and see you next time in the next adventure. Oh, the definition of adventure is as soon as the plans go awry, that's when the adventure starts. So looks like it's going to be an adventurous Thanksgiving for me.